I would simply like to give a big old shout out to Caitlin here. She has been slaving over all of the groceries and everything today because we are looking to move to a healthier diet. We're going to finish up our Walmart food as we move over to organics and, trying a healthy diet for all three of us. So thank you to Caitlin for busting your butt the past 2 days. So while I'm playing around on TikTok, she's busting her butt. Josh is busting his butt. He's looking for more jobs all day. For anyone who doesn't know, Josh is now working a full-time and 2 part-times.
Hey everyone, so we are going to do, I'm going to call it the lazy video series, where we just sit on the couch and answer all the questions, make all the videos on the list of excuse me, I think there's like 40 video topics that people have questions about. So, question 1, how has my mental health been since being unmedicated circa...
it's like what,
May of this year.
Yeah.
I've been unmedicated since. I am still absolutely bonkers. That is fact. But I am this weird, organized brain that cannot be stopped. I can't explain it. I don't understand it. But the difference between 2016 and now is that I'm just so gosh darn articulate. And, okay, so for whoever doesn't know, I usually have a meltdown at least once a year. At least I used to. So, I mean, I guess I'm not due yet. But I can definitely say that my socio-emotional pressures have been much higher than they've ever been since the activation of my illness.
Hi.
And Big Boy, who's at work right now. They're fantastic. I love them both. Kate's trouble, though.
Just a bit.
We're gonna leave it at that. That's okay. That's okay. I love her to death. That's okay.
I'm sorry I didn't mean to headbutt you.
I know, that's okay. I'm sensitive. I've always been sensitive. You guys know that. She's my queen. She's our queen bee. This woman is going to... That's not what this topic is. What's this topic? I don't remember.
I don't know what you looked
Mental something.
at.
My mental health?
You said your mental health.
Well, I guess my memory's not doing that great, is it? So, as the answer to your question, guys. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Admittedly, I never leave the house. Ever. Caitlin gets me to sit on the porch for like 5 minutes once a month. I just don't like people. Alright, guys, I love you. Anybody watching this, I love you. I don't. Alright? Guys, it's not you, it is me. Like, here's what happened. When I was live streaming before, everything just got so rough. For those of you who've seen it. Those of you who haven't, go Google me. Okay, it got pretty bad. And I guess I'm finally coming to terms with the only thing I actually did wrong was make people mad. And then engage with the people that were mad. And then that invented people who gathered people that were mad. And then I shook the hornet's nest of the person who invented, who brought together the people that were mad. And then there were more of those people. And then they created a network of people who gathered people that were mad. And then they articulated different ideas of what Jim Soroka has done wrong in their own little worlds. And then they got together and they made a network of people who were mad at Jim Soroka and conspired to create ideas about what Jim Soroka did wrong. And then they all got together and crammed it down everybody's throats. And they almost won. Here's what I mean. Guys, haters don't win when they get other haters. They don't win when they win people over. They don't win when there's still fans involved. They win when I kill myself. I understand, because I do understand, because it's my life. Like, I think I know a thing or two about what I'm experiencing with my emotions. I get that it's very difficult to wrap your head around the idea that these people could be that evil, and the homeless looking dude in the ripped up t-shirt who has a temper problem, mental illness, grew up in foster care, might actually be the innocent one. Hard sell, my friends. Very hard sell. I get it. I moved Josh in. There's a whole lot involved with that we're not going to talk about. But we worked it all out together as a family because we're good people and we love each other. I knew what was up from the start, and that's cool. It's fine. Before we got into it, but whether I was overconfident, cocky, or appropriately confident, I squashed the bug. Or at least I think I did. I mean, I guess you really know, right? You don't know. I don't want to be overconfident, but I'd like to think that we figured it out. So that's good. But yeah, whether you're ready to bank on the fact that I'm innocent or not, or the fact that my innocence shouldn't even be a frickin' conversation, like, I am entertaining the BS just by saying it out loud. But I guess I'm not ready to let it go either. And I think I'm getting there, because I'm finally to the point where I can articulate. I don't think I'm ready to get over it until I understand just what happened. Because while you guys are sitting there, some of you think I'm bad, some of you are confused, and some of you don't. But I don't think any of us actually knows what really happened. And that means me too. And until all of you, good, bad, and indifferent, are ready to accept the fact that I am lost in the scenario of what the heck went on in the past year or so or whatever, of our experience on a platform we shall not mention, he who shall not be named. But when we're ready to accept the fact that I might actually just be completely confused, we can't move any further. So I invite those of you who are ready to move on from the past into a new era, whatever it might look like. It'll probably look a lot more like Kate, because I am just to the point where I'm just so hurt that I don't even want to be on the internet. I don't even want to be here. And you could take it to heart that I don't like anybody anymore and I'm a miserable jerk. You could take that to heart, and you know what? I would understand that. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it for the world, because everybody hurt me so bad, and I went so far into my shell, and I promised myself I'd never get hurt again. And although that's no way to live, for me, it's the first time I ever lived. It's the first time I ever made a choice for myself, and I said, you know what? I'm going to buck up. I'm going to double down. I'm going to get my chips straight. I'm going to get my life in order. I know I don't look like it. We're getting there. We're doing pretty good. But I'm going to be my own rehab, since nobody else actually knows what my problem is. No doctors, no nothing. I mean, we've tracked it all the way down to a potential iodine deficiency. Like, no joke, guys. 90% of what I've been sold on is
probably BS.
So, guys, the system is a lot scarier than you might think. I trust the system above me, whatever God might be out there, or, you know, however things are. When I finally realized that Periscope was the best thing that ever happened to me, every piece of it, bro, life became good. When suffering became my motivation, when I finally saw that willingly experiencing pain, not self-inflicted or, you know, not in like a sadistic fashion, but just when I go through something, that I utilize that towards positive energy, realizing that good things can kind of come out of what other people perceive as bad things, that you know, when I talk to my landlord or I go to the store or whatever, people recognize me. And half of them either want an autograph or a selfie, while the other half, make me honest, Kate.
When we go out, nobody has ever asked you for an autograph or anything that I've ever seen. But sometimes people don't want to be around us.
As hard as it is to believe, guys, I started out completely honest. And I did not tell a single lie until I turned the camera off. And I started at Bloom. And I tried to make friends. And everybody judged me for what they saw online. And I didn't know what else to do. But, you know, be dishonest. Because everyone had made up the most crazy lies about me. So I started telling lies. I started saying that some of the stuff out there they said was true, and that I made retribution for it. That it was my past. I thought that I could get over all the lies they said about me by owning up to stuff I never did. What is that? It didn't help. It didn't work. Kate was the only one I was honest with. Huh? Didn't tell you. Didn't say that to you. Or did I? I don't think I did.
What do you mean?
Like saying that I did stuff that I didn't do.
You would like do little white lies, but then almost immediately afterwards you'd be like, no, actually that's not true.
Because it's like so many people were just so angry. And for anyone that doesn't understand how it happened, the one thing that I can trace it back to is that I was honest and I had integrity and I was also getting social attention, which is a very bad combination, especially on the most toxic platform known to social media. I was a big white bushy sheep, and I walked right on into the forest without a shepherd. I'm lucky I made it out without skin. Not dead. Or without fur. Or what do they call it? Was it fur? What is it? You know what I mean.
So you're not getting
Without-
out by the skin of your teeth?
I didn't have my fluff. Whatever. I was a naked sheep. Let's run with that. I'm so smart, but I'm this dumb. Don't ask me how. I made it out by the skin of my teeth, like Caitlin said. And, you know, I'm still growing it back. I'm still growing back that, how can I not think of the word? My coat. Still growing it back. But people still make fun of me. You know, and I get it. I'm so weird. I'm less weird every day. I get smarter every day. And a lot of the stuff that comes out of my mouth is like, you can't make sense of it, but then it comes true and you're like, what is going on? But that's the most I can give you guys, because anymore, I'm afraid to even come online. Because I spoke the truth about a lot of stuff I understood back then. Everything from stupid little stuff about websites, you name it. And it was too much for people. I wanted to be Gary Vee, I wanted to be Ty Lopez, and then I found out I don't want to be any of them. I don't think I want the limelight. It's not that I can't handle it. It's that I was raised to believe I wanted to be famous. I was raised to believe I want social attention and validation. When I finally stepped back from the spotlight, grasped hold of my heart, told myself you are loved. I didn't need anybody else's permission to be myself anymore. And even though I do live in constant fear, constant paranoia, just over knowing how violently the general public reacted when I told a little bit of truth. People think that I'm weak for shutting my mouth, but it's not about that. It's that I am still poorly educated. As much as you guys realize that it was the people who made all the fake videos about me and whatever else, if you finally see that they're the bad guys, good for you. But the next step to see is that them being the bad guys doesn't make me a good guy. I attracted bad guys because even though I didn't do anything wrong, I did it poorly. Follow me here. I had a lot of good ideas, a lot of good things I wanted to do. Very smart, so articulate, so much to offer. I mean, you should see my social... Don't even. We're not even going to start it, okay? Got a lot going on up here. With that said, forget my pride, forget my ego. I was irresponsible with it. I threw it to the public. You know, like, I just chopped up meat and I threw it to the wolves at the end of the pasture and didn't expect other sheep to get eaten up. I'm not a shepherd. I'm using metaphors. I'm using parables, whatever you need to call them. But the fact of the matter is I was super irresponsible with the knowledge that I had at the time. And now I'm 25. You know, it's a couple years later. And I'm mature enough to admit that I'm not mature at all. I'm trying to raise a 19-year-old. I'm trying to raise a 43-year-old. And I got stuff to do. And I love you guys. Hey everyone, video 2 in the Lazy Couch series, or whatever I feel like calling it, that video. Time management. Okay, block out only what you need. And when I say need, sleep, eat, poop, pee. Kate's laughing, I'm not kidding. Necessities. Drinking water. Map out exactly, to the minute, everything you need. How long does it take you to drink water? Blah, 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 blah. How quick do you eat? How quick can you eat? Put it to the side. How much time do you need to pay your bills? Didn't ask. How much time do you need to work your 9 to 5? I asked, how much time do you need to pay your bills? You can't calculate that till you financially know what you're worth. Well, I make $10.50 an hour, Jimmy. So you're telling me, as an entire human being, your entire value is $10.50 an hour for the air that you breathe, maybe the kid that you raise, that you're only worth $10.50. Well, no, I have friends and stuff that make me feel better, Jimmy. Okay. I asked how much you're worth financially. You got to figure that out. Hard questions, hard answers. Kate's afraid of me even saying this stuff. This is stuff I work on with her, work on with Josh, made them freaking geniuses. You can listen to me, you don't have to. It's the only video you're going to get. I'm not doing some series where I teach all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. I'm freaking done. I don't need anybody's opinions. My bills are paid. I am done caring about getting in more than what I need, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life helping other people do it. And I don't mean on a video or anything that monetizes. I mean in my personal life, I will enrich the life of those I interact with, and that is it. That might change by tomorrow, because that's my life, and you guys know that. As of this moment, it's free, so take it. Figure out what you're worth. How do you figure out what you're worth? It's very easy for a guy like me. Make a video. How much time did I spend making the video? How many hours were watched? Multiplicable time. How much am I worth? Plus, then you add in there how much money I made in that video. It has to be an ad monetized video or some other financial quantitative measurement, because if you base it on tips, I mean, unless you're a regular and you have a big fan base, you can calculate that appropriately to the culture, but I'm not that good. So if you're like me and you're on the bottom, very easy way to figure out your worth is that you work your butt off, get whatever jobs you can. You have an education, okay, make sure you're working a job that requires your education. Get a second job, get a third job. Well, you have a kid, guess what? You're worth less money. That's just how it goes. Because you have another mouth to feed. Not only do you have less time to make money, but now you have to spend more time with a child, which is a beautiful thing. It's just hard facts on the money side of it. You're worth less money. Now, you might flip that. Maybe your ability to take care of your child can ensure you a position financially where you utilize those skills. Whether it is emotional therapy, whether it is being a daycare manager, use your brains. You're a smart person. Once you know what you're worth, prioritize what you're worth, and then match it up with what your needs are. Anything that spills over, just play money. My opinion, don't have to like it. If you want to invest and have a bigger future, that's on you. Yes, my opinion. I can wear one pair of clothing, live in a crappy apartment, with a beautiful wife and my best friend for the rest of my life. And I won the game because I'm happy. Okay, yes, I have a lot of problems. But that's my main concern, is getting better. That's where I'm at. Maybe you don't have that bogging you down. You can double down on other stuff. You ask my opinion. My advice is going to work for people like me. Anxiety, depression, bipolar, paranoid, borderline, potential schizophrenia, you name it. PTSD, ADD, ADHD. All of the above or none of the above. Take your pick. I say none of the above. Some people might say all the above. Other people say some. What I say is that it's your life. Financially, take your pick on what's available to you. If it's play money, do you want to move? Do you want a bigger life? Why do you need a bigger life? Doesn't mean you don't. Doesn't mean you do. Take your pick. If you want one, because of reasons, your reasons, totally valid. It's your life. It's America. Beautiful thing. Love our country. Go do what you want. If you're going to do it, don't do it how I did it the first time. Do it responsibly. You say, okay, I have this much. I need this much. This is what I do. Especially if you got kids. Obviously a little more complicated. Not something I know anything about. Chase after it. Don't run off, tripping over your feet like I did. Stupid. You fail. Make a plan. I want this. This is how I'm going to do it. This is how long it's going to take. Be methodical. Especially if you got problems. You have to be on point or you will mess it up and fall on your face and have to start again. Down to the penny. As best as you can. Calculate inflation. Calculate currency exchange rate if you're going to another country. That one seems obvious, but a lot of people don't think about that. Make a plan on how you can build out slowly, but reward yourself. Here's the big thing, guys. A lot of people think, okay, I'm gonna get hard. I'm gonna do this now. No. Hey, Kate. How does now work? Now is never, but never is now. Say you're doing it now. And start now. But you don't start by just ripping everything apart and throwing it away and starting new. You didn't learn anything. Learn to make wine out of water. You take what you have now. You truly make the best of it. Look at this t-shirt. I'd like to think I am decent at knowing how to make the best of a bad situation. Make the best of it. Build out emotional goals for yourself. Things that are going to make you feel good, but don't feed your ego. And make sure that you give 70-30. Give 70%. These are my numbers. There's not Ty Lopez numbers. There's not Gary Vee numbers. They're not any sort of financial genius numbers. They are stupid 25-year-old kid numbers that make me feel sane. Run with it, don't run with it. Your choice. I give 70% of who I am to everybody else because I don't care about anything anymore and I'm totally cool. 30% of what I do is just the upkeep of my mental health and my environment. If anyone outside of my capabilities decides to step in and make an effort in my direction, I'm grateful. I take the opportunities as they come. That 70-30 rule protects me from going overboard with whatever opportunities come my way. Because people like us, overly hopeful, trying to get out, messes us up. Stay safe, stay stable. Don't put your head down. But keep it out of the sun. Keep your eyes out of the sun. Because people like us, we don't have a visor. People like Kate, they got visors, okay? They're safe. We don't have that. Sun's in our eyes. Down just a little bit. Keep yourself safe. After that, I got no answers. Good luck. I can wear one pair of clothing, live in a crappy apartment, with a beautiful wife, and my best friend for the rest of my life. And I won the game, because I'm happy.
Hey everyone, you know me, I'm Jimmy, Feet Piece, whatever. So, I made a promise that I was going to answer the rest of the video requests. So, you get what you want. I'm stuck on screen. Oh my god, it's so bad. No, actually, I love you guys. Here's the deal. Y'all wanted chaos. You got it. You are never gonna know what is truth out of my mouth and what is not. Here's why. You got nothing but truth for a year and a half. And you chose. You chose. This is you here. Hey, doesn't apply to you. You're in the clear. Shoot me a DM. We're friends. You mofo made it through the fire. If it's not you, enjoy the show. Foster care. How was it for me? What is foster care? That includes two things. That you're displaced. Yes, I have Band-Aids because life. And that you were cared for. Cared for is subjectively definitionary. Oh, you don't like my made-up words? Once again, got what you asked for. My childhood was good. I don't really support good and bad and good and evil and all these crazy ideas of radical, scary people. I learned really quickly that I want nothing to do with, in my own personal space, those things. Now, with that said, to anybody out there who feels that I am insulting their existence by disagreeing with the way they exist, because I want to live my way, I still accept you and love you. But for the people who literally want to snuff out the breath of my life and, you know, literally be like, and then light me on fire because they're effing crazy, you're the reason why my address is in public. Because literally we live in an intolerant world full of psychopaths that call other people psychopaths so they could gather other psychopaths to kill non-psychopaths so that they can say that they're not psychopaths. Moving forward. Foster care was good. I grew up with an amazing family. It was a tough ride. I was completely emotionally invalidated. Mostly for the fact that I grew up in a very semi-narcissistic family of beautiful people. Here's what I mean by this, okay? So, where the barrier to entry broke for me into wealth, health, love, happiness, all the little thingies, right? Yes, I'm quotable. You know I'm quotable. Deal with it. Was when I realized that being a snob got me nowhere. And then I found out I'm a snob either way. So I'm just like my family. Once again, my family is fantastic. If they're watching this, they don't like my version of the opinion. They think that I should leave their names out of my mouth. Gossip is on your own. If people do research on my past and they're creeps, you can thank yourself for not acknowledging the hurt people in this world, being snobby, keeping your nose up, ignoring everyone with issues, and then those people with issues then come after people like me who don't actually have issues. And then they want to find out where I come from and harass the places where I come from, so then they hope they can put pressure on my life. You are the reason these people feel invalid, because the way you treated me, as though my emotions and my situation was invalid and I was just sick, is now coming back on you. And you can't blame me. And I want you to understand that in your little minds, I recognize that you need to believe that this video is for retribution. And you know what? In so much as an emotional complex, it's a little bit for retribution. But at the end of the day, I just kept my mouth shut for a little while and pretended like I liked all the mofos who did nothing but step on my name, step on my heart, use me, abuse me, tell me that I was the one that had an issue, so that I could get to this point. So that I had socio-emotional financial protection to open my mouth about all the scary Fs that I grew up around, that need to wake up and realize that their little patch town, and this is everybody in America, your little patch town is not America. Because I still remember to this day the brothers I grew up with. Amazing people, mind you. Oh, seriously, some of the best people you ever meet, people that I can't interact with anymore. Let me tell you, they were right on a lot of things. Thing they got wrong, telling me I was wrong. Let me tell you, whole life, Jimmy, everybody's wrong and you're right. How can that be? Guys, I could tell you, sitting in the environment I'm in, holy crap, best thing I did was not believe them. I'm telling you, guys, if you're growing up in a family right now, and everybody around you, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your teachers, everybody's telling you that your opinion is invalid because they have proof that theirs is valid, especially if you grew up in the middle of nowhere. Let me tell you, that person's brain, don't fault them. Don't fault them. Their mindset is only big as it can be. Their 3-foot world, their 10-foot world, guys, legit, their world ends at their driveway. Their world ends 10 to 15 miles from their house. And every other opinion they have on things outside of that is completely illegitimate, ignorant, and is not based on any philosophical bias, any sort of anything of knowledge, but rather pure fictional opinion created in their mind. And because that opinion is fact to them, they will convey it to you in a way that sounds like fact. You will see on their face they believe what they say, because they do. So to them it is fact. And if you allow that poison to be injected into your veins, you'll become just like them. That's not a bad thing. Guys, everybody lives a different life. Your life is your own. If you love your family, good for you. Go live with them, right? I'm so different, and I got such a chip on my shoulder. I said no to it all, right? And I deal with the consequences that come with that. Consequences. I got no family. I got no friends. I got a girl living in my house. I'm taking care of her, teaching her about life, sending her off to college. She's going to get her life together. And I'm going to help make sure. This is okay to say? You don't mind? Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Because that's what I say, baby. I'm going to make sure that she becomes the best that she can be in her way, not just general society's way. Here's what that means. The people that raised me, the people that helped to take me in partially, that are fantastic people, but didn't quite understand or grasp the gravity of the scenario, the gravity of the situation that is life. That they were forced to settle for less because there were no oppositional ideas presented to them in a substantial way that help them to see better. And so as I look at Caitlin, I see the mom that raised me. I see the mom that birthed me. I see the woman that took me in when I had a bad breakup. These women were the best thing that ever happened to me. But guys, whenever your personality is big, when you're an airhead, when you got a big head, when you got so many ideas pumping, sometimes there's just not enough for you. And although Kate's over there crying, this is going to hurt people's feelings, this video. People need to understand, you need to understand that your feelings are valid. And if I don't hurt the feelings of the people who made me feel invalid, how are you supposed to feel valid? How are you supposed to see and have courage to step out and say your piece? Guys, it is not the bad people you should be worried about. It's not the people who have these loud mouths. It's not the people who give you crap that you should worry about. It's the people who are too good for anybody but themselves, for their ideas. And they can't step outside of themselves. Because guys, I've been called insane. I've been called everything in the book. And guess what? The consensus is in. And I'm the only sane mofo in the room. I'm not the only one on the planet. And I'm going to work every minute to find people like me. Oh, they're out there. I see them on screen. I got to find a way to get in the room with them. But guys, the whole world almost convinced me. They almost convinced me. They came this close to convincing me I was dumb. But when push came to shove, I chose life over death. I chose the people around me. Because, let me tell you, when Kate was helping me out, we're doing stuff, I explained to her, I'm like, it's not you making food that I find valuable. It's not cleaning the house that I find valuable. It's who you are that I find valuable. Because I could pick up and go. And those jobs can be replaced by money. By money, right? You live in a hotel, you got room service, whatever. All of those things can be automated. I had them automated as a poor person, as a traveling hobo. Those were automated for me already. And when Caitlin and I first had that conversation, she assumed, right? Just like everybody, right? We assume that when someone comes at us with an idea that we don't like or we can't accept, it never existed for them. It's just a fallacy of that person's mind that they're trying to rationalize for you, trying to sell to you. I almost let you guys convince me that I had anything to sell. This is for all the unheard voices. Stop caring. Period. Care about yourself. And begin to care about how your behavior affects those around you. Because there's not enough time in this life to make time to care about what other people think about you. Because regardless of whether or not you're ready to... Hi, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Kate.
And get ready for tears. So, where are we at? Video topic is, what is Kate life like off camera? I think that Kate has gone this whole time without ever speaking for herself. If there was ever a video that was completely appropriate for her to speak for herself, it would be a video about who she's on, who she is when the camera's off.
Yeah.
Lady has the floor. Woman has the floor.
Let's see, when I'm off camera, sometimes I'm just like how I am on camera, but most often...
You're lucky I can't zoom. I was trying to zoom.
Most often when I'm off camera, I'm either... I used to be a lot bubblier off camera because I was filled with a lot more childish fantasies about dragons and princesses and this and that and whatever. And
You still are.
But like they don't. There's not the forefront of my mind as
Oh.
much as it used to be. Like it used to be like any spare moment that I was not.
A little bit down, just because it's early and he's probably just waking up.
Like any spare moment that someone else was not talking, and maybe someone else even was still talking, it was like.
Oh, I screamed through my whole last video. Sorry, interrupting. I'm so rude. I just realized I screamed through my whole last video when we have a neighbor, and I just interrupted Kate. That's guys. They're right though. There's a reason I don't go out in public. There's a reason I don't have friends, because it's like everything I do, I must trample on everyone all the time. So I just hide in a hole. For your sake. You're welcome. Alright, good.
But it used to be like a constant fairy tale loop up here. And that's mostly gone now. Not entirely. I still like pretending I'm a princess. Girl doesn't. I mean, obviously, like, there's gender roles.
Pretending? You are a princess. That's
Thank
fact.
you.
I'm playing with the light.
Yes, you are.
You are. You truly are a princess. That's real. People, pay attention. It's real. Genealogically, this woman is a princess.
But then there's a lot of times where I'm just kind of mellow, like I am right now. I'm getting more mellow.
I miss Bubbly Kate, but at the same time,
Bubbly Kate was a lot more fake, I think. And it was like fillers because I was lacking in personality.
It's like Wendy's versus like a good homemade organic meal.
Mm-hmm.
And you tasted so good. But then I just felt so no, come on, this is fun. No, I never felt like that with you.
Aww.
That's the truth. I really didn't.
But you love Wendy's.
I do love Wendy's. But now I can't even eat it. I have Wendy's, it goes right through me. I feel like crap. But yes, you never made me feel that way.
Good.
So yes, you were very fluffed.
Yes, I was.
But from the day I met you,
And I still got a bit of that. It's going to take a while. I don't know if it ever goes away from anybody completely.
I liked your fluff. I like you.
I like you too.
And even if we're not together, people are probably like, you're talking like this and you're not dating. Guys, we don't do your social biases. We don't have time for games and categories. We love each other.
Yes, we do.
That's all that matters. God is good. The rest isn't your problem. It's our life.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going for. I was going for the cheek. Okay. I love you.
Well, you too.
I was going for the cheek.
That's another thing.
I don't want to blow their minds too
Half
hard.
the time, off camera, like he'll go for the cheek, and I'll go for the lips. It's true.
And I'm told that I'm overly progressive. People are like, you know, like, how you're so shameful. What are you doing? And I'm like, bro, you have no idea. The things this woman comes up with, she is creative. You don't even want to know. I thought it was no joke. Like when we were at, what? Can I a little background? Is that cool?
Sure.
Bloomsburg, okay. I enrolled at Bloomsburg University. I was gonna go to college, hunky dory. I had great grades. I was gonna be on Dean's list. I was doing good. And then stuff hit the fan on her end, and she needed somebody. I was there because I'm I love you.
I love you too.
You're so worth it. The moment, oh my gosh, guys, I saw an opportunity when stuff was going down. I'm like, I could be here for this girl, and like, she is the most loyal person on the planet. Do I let her parents hate me forever, even though I actually did like them? And then I sided with her, and then I saw their true colors, and God is good, because when you do the right thing for the right reason, it all works out. At the end of the day, the look on her face says exactly what I mean to say, and that I actually do love her parents. And we both made a big freaking mistake by ever ousting them.
Yeah.
Because I think the biggest thing was just a misunderstanding. Caitlin is on a mental level of elevation that most people really can't relate to, especially...
Wait, this is supposed to be my video, and I just realized you're talking about that.
And so did I. And this is where I hope the world sees that we're both making progress. Caitlin sees that she deserves to have a voice and is beginning to get upset when she doesn't have one. Whereas before, she felt good giving up her voice. I used to feel good controlling everything with the goal of speaking for her in a good way,
Yeah.
but still being hurtful. I just noticed I'm talking over her. We're both making progress. I love you. Continue, if you so choose.
So I'm a lot more mellow now, unless I start getting upset. When I start getting upset, I get very... I got issues, man. I get very defensive. I get defensive a lot. And that's my own insecurity. I get very defensive.
Am I allowed to call you out, or like, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, let's wait. There's okay. A defense is when someone holds a shield.
Okay,
That's
so
all. No,
I get,
that's it. No, you don't have to. Baby, I love you.
Yeah.
Your privacy, you choose it.
Mhm.
Whatever you choose to put out there. But here's what I'll tell you. As I've taught you,
Mhm.
the more that you put out there, the less you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Like, when you allow the public to be your judge and jury, it sucks.
Yeah.
But they shaved years off a criminal history I would have had if I got a whole bunch of money and then committed a crime. They crucified me before I committed a crime, so I never got in a position where I would have committed one. But they saw that I had a dirty heart at that point, and that they were afraid I was going to do something wrong, and that actually stopped me from ever doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So
like when I say I get defensive, and thank you for correcting me. I'm not correcting you, but like letting me know that
I was expressing my feelings. Is all I was doing. I'm not telling you how it is. I'm telling you how it feels. It doesn't feel defensive.
Okay, so here's when I get defensive, it is like offensive.
I met the Leviathan.
it's
That's how it
like
feels.
Digs. And it's
The snake of
not-
death rose from the ocean and consumed half the human population. Whatever. It's okay.
It's not pleasant, and it's something that I'm really super, 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 super glad that I get to work on now at 19, instead of ending up realizing that this is what I do at like 40, and then being super unhappy with myself. And
Oh my god, I could make such a joke out of that. I could really burn my haters right. Yes, ma'am. And this is why she will be some form of PR something, content manager in my future.
But
Or she's really doing it right now, but just as an intern per se.
I love you.
I love you too.
But I'm really thankful that I live with people like Jim and Josh who will look at me and tell me when I am being fake, when I am lying, when I am, in my opinion, being defensive, but that defensive is actually being offensive and being unhealthy to the people around me.
You make an attack before there needs to be a defense. That's often what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also not mentioning how often you're lifted up. Because that's okay.
Get there.
Oh, were you
yet.
getting there? I don't think you were. That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Hey, I can cut this part out if you'd like.
I'm just breathing. I'm breathing.
Okay. No, do you want me to? I will. I can.
I don't know.
It's your privacy. Kate, we're not live right now. You're having a reaction. See? She's used to always being live. Kate, she's literally reacting like we're live right now. Kate, we're on recording right now. We're on recording. It's just us here. You can say whatever you like. I won't post it if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like even this right here. This is you. That part's you. If you want it out there, I commend you It's not just about content or being a dancing monkey. It's about personal retribution.
Yeah.
But not forcibly. That's the whole point, babe. You have to want that, and if you don't, you want me to cut it out?
I would like it if you just stop talking. And then at the end of the video, we'll rewatch it and we will see if, how, because, like, sometimes,
I'm here for you. How about that? And I'm sorry. I love you too. I am very comfortable, and I oftentimes forget how uncomfortable other people can be. I'm sorry. I wish I felt something. So yes, to the haters out there seeing that I feel nothing, it's because that's how I figured out how to get reamed on broadcast 18 hours a day. You shut it off. That's all you can do. And Kate's teaching me how to turn my feelings back on. I love you.
So where was I? Where was I? I was saying about how I'm really thankful that I live with people like Jim and Josh who, like I said, that they tell me when I'm not doing good. Because
And you tell me too. I'm grateful for that too.
Yes.
The video is, what is it like living with Kate off camera? It's fantastic. She can be evil, but she is the most wonderful person I've met in my whole life. It's worth it. Her wrath is righteous. I'm giving it for our religious audience. Seriously, it's like she could be so mean, and it teaches me lessons. And it doesn't just teach me to give her what she wants. She's just very effective. We do the exact same thing to one another. Like, we put each other in a position where we have to learn, or we are just deprived of one another. And one another is like our biggest drug. We love being together. So, you know what I mean? If we mess it up, then we feel it. So, one or the other. Ugh.
And so... Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, we have a cheap table. Go ahead. Sorry. It's my fault. And I have no pants. I'm not pulling it down to show my stuff. You talk. Go ahead. She's nervous because I just...
Anyway, so... That's so bad. Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so yeah, and so I was pretty much, when I was younger, I would be called out on my stuff, but then I would find a way to get out of it, or this or that or whatever. And the puppy dog guys or whatever never worked with my dad or my mom. It was basically like a no, just no. And that's something I truly commend them on, for never like the puppy dog guys never worked. Then there's other things that did work. So, but I didn't realize, I think I did realize, but yeah. I got out of a lot of stuff when I was younger.
We have 15 seconds till it maxes out, I think.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to say other than sometimes I'm not great, but these guys are amazing.
Well, that doesn't sound like a brainwash answer. She's awesome to be around. She really is. We have our difficulties. We've decided to separate, but like not apparently. Seriously, life is constant torture with her. And life is constant torture for her with me. And both of us with Josh. Because all three of us just have super bullheaded personalities. And no joke, it is impossible for us to live with one another. Yet we're doing it successfully. And I think the biggest reason we continue to do it is because every minute we're willing to endure one another. We are maturing and growing at such a rapid rate, it becomes worth the hassle. Yeah. So... that's my take on it.
And off screen, it's lots and lots of huggies all the time. I give him
wonderful.
I give him so many huggies. I love giving huggies.
One of my largest love languages is definitely physical affection. So, Katie and the hugs. It's just...
I love hugs too. It's my drug too.
She'll cuddle me. No, seriously, I get tempted to not wake her up at 2 a.m. when I'm still up, or 4 a.m. when I'm still up, or 7 a.m. or any other 24-hour period when I'm still up. Because when you wake her up in the middle of the night, can I share this? It's so
Sure,
cute. Or do you
yeah.
want it to say? When I wake her up in the middle of the night, it's always like, I give her a kiss. You think I'm exaggerating. She is just nectar. She is pure emotional nectar. An endless well of positive love. But if you do her wrong, run, boy, run. Peace for now, folks. So to sum up a really quick video, someone messaged in, what is it like to have bipolar? I think we've pretty much figured out I don't have bipolar or any other mental illness. Now, I may have something going on with my thyroid. Everyone, I know I've been quite a prick lately, and I've been very full of myself, and well, I was going through my own stuff, and the more I'm learning about everything that happened over the past couple of years, I'm realizing either way, whether I like it or not, all of you, every single one of you are the best thing that ever happened to me. And the way that one of my mentors put it, just this morning actually, he said, you have to realize you set out to save people. You set out to help people. You set out to be a friend. And people needed you. And there was a couple people that you were there for. As soon as they began to financially support you, a whole bunch of other people who don't deserve help came after you. And your response to that was to lose your mind and get upset. And then you left all of the people who were helping and people who needed to be heard, unheard, and alone. And I have to own that. So coming back, my biggest thing, it's not about the haters. It's about re-earning the trust of the 1% of you that truly desire that attention, affection, friendship that I offered in the beginning that I never meant to lose. But between the haters and the money, I got scared and I ran away from myself, and so I ran away from you. So I'm here. Those of you seeing this right now, the biggest reason why we are connected on a personal profile probably won't make sense based on the way that I used to act. A way to help you understand it. And yes, this is me making a reach. I'm trying. You don't have to like me. Some of you now, we don't really like each other. That's just how it is. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Josh came here. He didn't really like me. We like each other now, for the most part. But what I realize that is if I'm going to expect you guys to trust that I'm good, and have faith in me and whatever else, then I have to also, reach out and say like, okay, maybe they're good too. And even if you haven't done good things, I think a lot of us here haven't done the greatest things. But it doesn't mean we can't do good things moving forward. So,
Newbie R, we've seen that Jim is browsing Tinder. Kate, are you also actively seeking other people to meet? No, I'm
not
very
on
young.
Tinder.
I think
Kate,
you have.
I was on Tinder before.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time they check is, but
Yeah.